Every Wednesday from 7 to 9. Let's gripe. Let's gripe. Let's gripe. Let's gripe.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Powerhouse Radio. It's been a minute. It's Tonia. Mckenna is running late. We have MG. MG, you got something to say to our folks? It's been a long time since we've been here.
Ooh, it's been a long time, long time. What up, everybody? What up? What up? It's been a long time. Glad to be back.
And of course, we have our Dr. Ross in the house. He's going to be co hosting with us. You know, we're going to bring a little Jamaican twist to the whole conversation. Dr. Ross, go on and say something to our
Yo,
listeners.
let's gripe, let's gripe. Big up yourself. Wanna say shout out to everybody, It's a good vibe, Big up, respect, heart, and love. We love it, We are complete, though.
Yes, we are. We got so much to talk about tonight. Of course, you know, our lovely Mckenna is running late. You know, we kind of needed her on some topics, but listen, let's start out with some gripe. MG, you want to start out with your gripe? Because I have one, but you know, I always try to get mine into the end. What's your gripe today, December 10th?
Um, I don't think I have one right this second, except for this. I guess my gripe is this cold that keep going around that got me a little bit still a little bit up under this weather. Um, I I'm gonna apologize in advance because I was like, I say, well, I want to just be cold. Stop being warm. Just be cold. And I guess God was listening because yeah, it sure snuck up on me and had me out for about a week. Still on the tail end of it. But that's my gripe. I guess my gripe is with myself. Sometimes when you ask for things, you don't know what you're asking for. So let me just the next time just be quiet and enjoy what I can enjoy. So that's my gripe.
Well, thank you. Even though you're feeling a little under the weather, you still came in to hang out just to say hi to our listeners. I mean, because I'm going to start out this way. I've been getting texts like, what's up? Where you guys at? We need you. Oh, they really needed us when the whole P. Diddy stuff went down. They wanted us so bad. They wanted us when the new administration took over. They wanted us so bad because they wanted to hear what we had to say, and then they had to hear the the gripes that we may have had, you know. So there's a lot of seasons that we have definitely missed, but we're here now. Never too late, they always say. Um, Dr. Ross, what we do, you know, if something bothering us, you know how we do in Jamaica, you have a gripe with someone. So we always start off with we got a gripe with something. Do you have a gripe tonight?
Well, for me, basically, I'm going through a transitional period. So, I just migrated to the States. So everything is kind of new for me. So I'm getting used to it. So for me, I'm just grabbing everything. Everything has been granted. So that's it for me. But in terms of particulars, I'm getting used to it. The weather is known at my side in Florida here. It's basically the same back home. So we kind of used to that. So I've been to Georgia, and I mean, it's for me, it's a little bit too cold. So that's it. So shout out to my brother. He's not at the weather. I mean, I'm not gonna try that though. But I just say the Diddy case. I have my 1 and 2 on it too. So when we touch it, then I'll have my peace. And
All right.
for
So
the
yeah,
update
we
in Jamaica, then I have some info on that.
definitely. Well, my gripe is that it was just January and now it's December. 15 more days and it's Christmas. That's my gripe. The year is just going too fast for me. And then, you know, the
Definitely.
next time it might be March. Celebrating Marcus' birthday, you know, MG birthday, and then mine's coming around the corner. I mean, my
For sure,
gripe
for
is
sure.
time is just going so fast. Time wait on no one.
Absolutely right. No
My
one.
birthday is on the 25th. So it'll be coming before y'all. So for the Christmas.
Okay, so Dr. Ross, I mean, December 25th. So I get to cheat my gift. I could just give you one gift in one. or I do gotta still give you two gifts. Which one it is?
But I'm forever grateful. Small like so. Anything comes up, then we pull with that. Hopefully it falls on. I'm not sure the date, but hopefully it falls on a Wednesday, so we hit it up.
Okay, well, definitely we would be here the before the Wednesday before your birthday. We definitely gonna have we celebrate each other's birthday. That's what we do here. So just moving along, we did start out late tonight, but I mean, let's start with P Diddy. I mean, MG. Do you remember that conversation we was having? Didn't I tell y'all the reason why this man settled that quick in 24 hours? Because he just did not want his business out there. You remember that?
Yeah, the diddler.
You remember that? And then on top of
Hmm.
that, you seen, throughout the case, they couldn't get him on all those charges that they wanted to, sex trafficking, all that extra stuff. But
Right.
they got him on some other stuff just because,
Hmm.
right? So now he
Yep.
got to serve 4 years, right? So they're trying to make a little exempt. They just trying to do that to appease folks. But what you think about this 50 Cents documentary on Netflix? I didn't watch it. Not interested to watch it because that's rich people business, not mine.
I didn't watch it either, but one of the things I did come away from this trial and everything else is that, from a distance, we thought, he was just a dancing, background guy. Turns out he was everything that that we thought Biggie was, that we thought anybody in his crew was. He was that guy. They said he put a hit out on Pop. He probably did that too. Um, it's obvious we didn't know um the extent of what his capabilities are. And this trial kind of exposed a little bit of it, especially when we talked about he was allegedly um blowing up cars or setting cars on fire and stuff like that. Yeah, I think everything they accuse him of, I think he did. Um to this day, of course, he's gotten away with it. But I believe everything that they said he did.
I I, I agree. When it comes to like that, like the putting hits out on folks and paying off, doing all that, I agree. The only thing that I really disagreed with the sexual part of it, um, stating that like he didn't force anyone to do it. He didn't put a gun at no one head. Of course, throughout the trial, of course, there was never anything about underage, so he did know not to go there. But the sexual part of it, that's his bedroom, that's his living room, that's his backyard. That really don't have nothing to do with us. The trial more from following the trial, it was more about his sexual behavior with women and other people that they brought in. The trial didn't do too much about criminal charges, who he may have put a hit on, who he may have bribed, or anything like that. So that's why I'm saying it's rich people business because they bought more out the sexual part than the criminal part for me. That's just how I saw it. If I was a jury, they would have had a hung jury because I'd have said not guilty. What do you think, Dr. Ross?
Um, man, my take on is that I'm not saying that he's innocent because I guess we all know in the movie, the film industry or the music thing. I mean, it's dirty game, and a lot of persons, celebrities are involved in those kind of lifestyle. And it seems like if you're black and you're big out there, you're making major movie or big player, then you have to be a part of a certain lifestyle. And for me, the moment you're trying to make a difference or you want to shift, then you're gonna have a lot of problem with those people, those insiders. And for me, it was kind of crazy that they wanted to say do the Rico thing, and but it was just him. And what about all those persons who participated in all those actions? Shouldn't they be a part of the trial? And you realize that they were exempt basically. So for me, it was personal against him and his empire. I am not in agreement with certain things like the abuse and the mistreatment of his women and co-workers and stuff like that. So if he's guilty for those stuff, then he needs to pay the price for those. But when you look at how they dealt with it, you can see it wasn't real. Those charges were clearly bogus. They were just throwing out everything and drawing it out, and it was just thing. And I'm looking at it maybe because he's black, they pushing it so hard. Because if you look at Harvey Weinstein and what he's being accused of, and some other persons, even with the Epstein thing, they never go so hard. And for me, Weinstein is 10 times worse than Diddy if you're talking about that. So you realize they never publicized it, they never put it in the media never caught of it. Those press conferences, it never had, and the trial or whatever, it was just in a week or whatever. So that's how to say maybe if you're black, then you need to stay with a certain stuff. So that's just my thing on it.
I was on mute. I agree. It's not that I'm upholding anything that he done. If it was based on the domestic violence, if it was based on how he treated his employees, different. But it was just so much, they put so much into the sexual part of it. Even the number one accuser said, I chose to say, I did these things because I wanted to do these things, and still, I believe they did find him guilty on certain charge just to appease people. I solely believe that because it didn't make any sense. Now, if you were able to show that he even when it came to sex trafficking, if you showed that he did this, I would say, okay, yeah. But they couldn't prove that because everyone said they did this. They admitted, I wasn't forced to do any of this. I did this. So being that all of that has happened and they found him guilty on the charges that they found him guilty, 2 years is going to blow by, yes, very quick. However, I believe that 50 Cent is now taking that for monetary use. He's taking that to make more money. He made these documentary. People has given him recordings that he may have had with employees, girlfriends, etc. And he takes that and make it into a documentary. Out of everyone else, he is the one that is doing this documentary. It's crazy to me. But you're the same person that don't treat any of your girlfriends right. You disown your own child that look exactly like you. So I'm not sure why he continuously wants to go head to head with Diddy. I see MG keep going in and out, but MG, are you there? I think he's having some technical difficulties right now. But
Well,
Dr. Ross,
if I might say, yeah, if I might say, for some reason, listen, I'm not saying that what he was doing and the lifestyle that he was involved in was right, because clearly there was a lot of red flags. But for me, the woman need to take accountability for the actions too. They knew the Cassie can say she whatever. I'm not saying that the video that he attacked her or whatever was cool, but she needs to take accountability for her action. And I don't care. She was in a relationship, she had a good thing going on, and she chose to go with Diddy for whatever. And for me personally, she had enjoyed the lifestyle, she wanted to be a part of it, and she couldn't tell me that she couldn't leave. I mean, run if she wanted to, but it wasn't easy. I guess the lifestyle was appeasing. So even 50 Cent Diddy Mama, she never have to choose that life, so they wanted to be a part of it for whatever reason. However, it's always us against us. So for 50, so the doing the documentary, yes, that's what he's in. He's in movie, he's in film, but it's the us staring down us. And I'm not saying that he cannot do what he's doing, but for me, I would love to see him do one on Epstein too, or some white folks, whether they Harvey Weinstein or the Jeffrey, whatever. I would love to see him do a documentary on one of those things. I would love to see him do one on President Trump too, if that's the case. So show us that you're not just doing it against us, but you can work in the general space. So that's what I would want. For me, for him, I know they have beef, but it's personal. So when he's doing his now, it's basically personal. He has a personal vendetta against Diddy. So it would have been easier for him. So show us, do a white one, do it on some white folks. Let us know that you listen, you don't care, you're in the business and you're gonna go right across the board. I would love to see that.
Thank you. Thank you. Exactly. You couldn't have said any better than that. That right there. Okay, so you did him. Next. Next. But see, he's not going to do that because he's not going to rub those Jewish any kind of way. He's not going to rush. He's not going to rub them any kind of way, number one. So he knows what he's doing. My thing is that, and even Marlon Wayne, the Wayne brothers, Marlon, he had an interview and someone asked him about it. He says, 50 Cent needs to be careful because you should never kick a man when he's down. And he also said that, karma, so everyone was trying to say Marlon Wayans was defending P. Diddy. That's not what he said. Like you just said, this man is down already. I mean, there's nothing else anyone could do to him. He has been humiliated around the world. Okay, he's humiliated. So that respect that he had, he's not going to get it. He's not going to be able to go into any room anymore. So he's already down. But he's down and you want to kick him while he's down. And I get what Marlon is saying, but a lot of people are still thinking Marlon Wayne is picking up for him and his lifestyle. The case was not about abuse, domestic abuse. It was not about how he treated someone. People have to understand that. People have to understand that part, but they don't, because a lot of times it all also plays into this black man has all this money. And if you go from the top, they start at the top. Michael Jackson, Bill Cosby. I mean, we can go. But anything they learn it in the industry. They've learned it. So it looked like MG got dropped off. I'm not sure if he's going to try to get back in the studio. So right now, this is going to be me and Dr. Ross until MG gets to get back in, because he look like he's having some technical difficulties. But I mean, it look like he's coming back in. MG, are you there? Don't know what's going on. I don't think he can hear us, Dr. Russ.
But
Did you have
the thing is,
anything to close out that, so we got to touch on the new administration that we're living with right now?
but just to say that you see, we have to, every action there's a reaction, and we know that. I mean, when you do stuff, you have to pay the penalty. If you're being bad, then there's space for that. So if he was in a certain kind of lifestyle, and I would never say that he's innocent. You understand? So you know that there's some stuff that he has to deal with personally, and I think he's paying the penalty for what he has done. And it is up to him now to try and make change and to see if he can be a better human being. You understand? We're not saying that you can go back in the past and change what you have done, but he now has the opportunity to make it right to whatever level I can he can. You understand? I mean, hurt people, they will always be hurt. You cannot take back what you have done. You understand? Some damage is just permanent, but try to do right by yourself now and your family and see how best you can. I mean, you can come back. But what we need to understand as black people, and if we go through history, then we have seen it. And you spoke on Michael Jackson, you spoke on R. Kelly. Those persons have been doing stuff, but we clearly see where the system works against them. We see where they have the equal counterparts have done the same and even worse, and they haven't suffered the same fate as our black people. So clearly, whosoever in charge, the backer or whatever, they're saying, listen, I'm going to make you guys an example. Anytime you tend to walk out a line, we're going to punish you. And we're going to make examples of you. So the next one in line, whether it be Tyler Perry or 50 Cent, they're saying, listen, look at these examples, and if you want to step out the line, this is your fate. So they have to be mindful, and that's it.
Exactly. You know what? There's one more line because you said Tyler Perry, and they coming from him already. They have a white man coming for him already. $230 million for sexual harassment already. So we are against the odd when it comes to having money and too much money. Black people are not supposed to have that. So that's where we at right now with this whole situation. But we're gonna further on that. We're gonna further on that. We're gonna keep that we're gonna bookmark that, and then we're gonna come back to that. We're gonna see how the Tyler Perry turn out, because we gotta see how this works. We're gonna see how they make this turn out to be. But let's go ahead and because I know you more have people in Jamaica, so let's touch base on Jamaica and the effort with the recovery with Melissa.
Wow, I mean, it's heart wrenching. I don't even know where to start, you know. And personally, I'm not there, but I still can feel the effects of what is going on. So my family, my immediate family is, they're in the area where the catastrophe happened. So where it has landfall. So they are totally their dwellings, whatever their livelihood has been totally devastated along with other persons. So we're in the western end. We're talking about Westmoreland, Montego Bay, St. Elizabeth, Trelawney. Those are the most affected parishes. So we're talking thousands of homes have been totally obliterated, destroyed. So persons are still homeless. Persons do not know where to turn. So we are asking the wider diaspora and persons out there, if you can, whatever support you can give to the affected area or to the persons, they're in need, they're in dire need. So it's a wider cause. And we don't know when normalcy we don't know when normalcy will be a thing. Example, the electrical grid has been destroyed in the entire Westmoreland and St. Elizabeth area. So persons are without power from the 27th until now. So, and there's not a set date to say as when the power will be restored. So school is out in that area. It's just I don't I don't I don't even know how to express it, but it is very sad. So we're just asking for support for persons who can, whatever support you can give, then we're asking for it. And what I might say is that for persons, if you want to, or if you wish to donate or make some assistance, if you could find persons who are actually on the ground or some kind of small organization, I think that would be a better sense to get the support or the supply to them instead of sending it to the big organization or giving it to the government themselves. Because we tend to realize that it's unfair distribution when it goes into the system. And sometimes the smaller persons in those communities, they haven't been reached as yet. So for persons who want to make contribution or give any kind of support, then I'd say that if you can find small groups, whether church group or persons on the ground who are doing the work, then make contact with them and so that they could spread the support across.
Wow. So do you so let's go ahead and do some shout outs. So Nakaya, welcome in. Thank you for always tuning in. It's also great to see you. I see Kim. Happy Wednesday to you as well. Thank you for tuning in. So guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We're here on Wednesday we're gonna keep it coming because we got so much feedback that you guys was missing on this Let's Gripe. So we're gonna come back, and we're gonna come back full force. The holiday is coming up, but we're gonna definitely try to hang in here and come every Wednesday as possible. Mckenna, she was running late today, so most likely we'll see her next week. MG, are you there? Were you able to get in back? All right, so it looked like MG is still having some issues getting in, but so what I was going to ask you, Dr. Ross, is that do you have anyone on ground there that has lost a substantial amount of things, even home, etc.?
Definitely, where the hurricane was landfall. That's just right in my area. So my mom, sisters, aunt, cousin, everybody had lost their stuff. Who has lost their entire dwelling, has lost their roof, and structural integrity has been compromised. So everybody I know personally have lost their stuff. So that's all. So it's close to home. Definitely.
Okay, so I was following the news, and they were also saying that all the donations that the MP received, the Prime Minister, that they haven't distributed anything. So is there any update on that? Have they start distributing any money
The,
to businesses or homeowners?
so they have been doing a few stuff, but one of the things that even the politics is nasty, and the only person tend to suffer is the poor class. So what they've done, have they said that they have the supplies, but they are sorting through them to see best way they can actually distribute or get them out. Which we know that is just crap, garbage. Because you have persons who are suffering, persons who do not have shelter, and you need to take time. Those supposed to be first priority. You're getting the hardest thing is to get the supplies to Jamaica. So once the supplies are there, then getting them to the people should never be that difficult. So those are the persons that we are working with. And one of the thing is even with the power grid, the company, which is JPS, they run the power grid in the entire country. So they're only one provider. The challenge we're having, or the issues with them is they have 4 years left on their contract, their license. But based on certain stipulation and the condition and how persons were being treated, the government they had this thing to say that they're not going to renew the license under the current terms and conditions. So they want to make some adjustments. However, I think, it's my opinion, I am of the view that the company is using the disaster to say, listen, if you don't give us extension, then we cannot mobilize and move faster. So I think that the power company is dragging their foot because they want to use it as leverage to get their license renewed and extended. So what the government proposed is that they want to loan 150 million US dollars to the power company to help them to say by January, the end of February, we will up on the power grid. However, when we do the math, they are not going to be able to make that amount of profit for the next 2 years until their contract run out. So that's another part of it. It doesn't make much sense. So you realize that's just a challenge, and they're using it, and only the poor class is going to suffer because of those reasons.
Wow. Well, so for our listeners, if you know any small organization that is donating or doing any fundraisers for Jamaica, you can kind of check that out. We per se don't have one that we're going to recommend right now, but we could just keep our prayer and thoughts with Jamaica going through this recovery time. So thank you for sharing that with us, Dr. Ross. So with the holiday coming, you know, how are we planning to be safe? And when if you're ordering online, how do you decide to get your packages and where? Or are you shopping? Are you planning to do any shopping this year?
Well, well, for me, I think I need a couple stuff for me and then for my boys. Cause I'm a father, I have two sons, so definitely, Christmas is a time of year with family come together and do what we do. So definitely, I want to get them some stuff. Definitely, and when special persons in our life, then we want to bless them also. I want to say shout out to Queen V. I hope she's on.
Shout out Queen V. So same thing here. I'm just gonna do the close knit because right now, like I said, the time has came so fast. For the listeners who I may be in touch with when we're not on air, and the ones who listen, of course, I went through another knee replacement surgery, so won't have to worry about having any knee replacement again. So I've done both of them now, so that's over with. Right now, I am in the recovery part of it. Um, a lot of shopping and all that is not going on online. So, for example, if you're going to order online, right now they are suggesting if you work outside of your home to get your packages either delivered to maybe like I know Amazon, they have where you can get it picked up like at an Amazon store or even to a relative that is home. Because of course, right now people are going to be going out and they're following trucks, the Amazon truck, the FedEx truck, UPS, and they're once they drop your packages off, they are stealing those packages. So just be mindful on how you order and where you're getting it delivered. So if you work into a facility, give me a job, you can see if you could get it delivered there. If not, get it delivered to someone that who will be able to get your packages for you. Also, when the holiday coming by, just be safe. If you have to go to the ATM, the bank, just always be mindful. Just check to make sure no one is following you when you leave the bank and so forth. We just have to be mindful because, of course, with this new administration, guys, everything has been inflated. So we're in a recession. They won't call it that, but we are. Prices have tripled on daily things that we used to use. If the price stayed the same, if you check out the box of cereal, it might have been 20 ounce. Now it's 16 ounce. My favorite ice cream, Haagen-Dazs, I used to get that. That was around maybe 16 or 18 ounce. It's now down to 14. See, I could tell you about the things I know. Paper towel, I use it so often because I wash my hands a lot. Those $14, now they're $19.99 or even $20. So a lot of things has been inflated. Prices, they're raising the price and they're decreasing the quantity. So just be mindful, buy what you need, not what we want. Our wants is when we win a little extra money or we get a little bonus, then you could do the want. But make sure, right now, try to hold on to the money as much as you can to get through this holiday season and because we don't know what this future holds. There are a lot of individuals who have lost their job through this new administration. So, of course, we did lose MG, and Mckenna wasn't able to be here this evening. But we're going to be back next week. Hopefully, all the technical difficulties will be kinked out, and we'll be here live. Dr. Ross, is there anything that you might want to, that I may have not mentioned, that you might want to talk about? We're going to go in for maybe another 10 minutes. Let's see. Well, we can wrap it up. So
Well,
I'll let you close out.
okay. Well, as just to add to what you were saying, about the package and with the package pirates and those people. So what you can also do is the days that you know that you're going to be home, you can also set to deliver it on those days. So once you hear get the notification or the doorbell or your what's the thing, your ring cam, make the sound and you run for your package because you know what's going on. So and we have to be mindful of our surrounding definitely, because This is a busy time of the year. Persons are doing shopping, so the unscrupulous type, they know that persons will make sacrifice to do extra shopping and do what they do. So you have to be extra careful. I mean, put up your antenna, you know where I go already. So whatever you do, as I said, make sure your car is locked, make sure you secure what you need to secure, and not do just go out there and have fun. And what I would say to persons is that don't put yourself in too much debt at this point in time, because you say we're going to a recession. So if you don't have to do, if you don't have to get the 75 inch, you can stay with the 42. I mean, if it's not a necessity, then you don't have to do it. If you don't have to change your phone, then you don't have to get a new iPhone, then I don't think you have to put yourself in those unnecessary debt. But you understand, we're black and we're proud, but we don't have to do that. So we just have to minimize spending, think about our priorities, and enjoy the festive season, and that's it. Because by this time school is out and school is going to reopen in January, and you have to do the back to school for the kids, and those are the regular norms if you have kids. So we have to do that, and bills stay coming. So you know how that goes.
Dr. Ross, I love the way you summed that up. I love the way you summed that up. Like Dr. Ross, he will be back with us as well. So thank you guys for tuning in. We're gonna wrap it up. I know we came in late and we're leaving on time, but we do apologize. But we wasn't here for a minute, so we just had to get things together. But thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, the powerhouseradio.com, for always just supporting Let's Gripe. Again, please like and subscribe so you can know when the programs are coming on. Tomorrow is Reasoning Thursday with Lady D and her friends. So please, again, thank you so much for tuning in. Dr. Ross, we see you next week, same time. But we're going to be on time, which is
Yeah,
7
same
o'clock.
time next week. Definitely. I'm excited. I'm excited, just to get engaged, and to the persons who out there in radio land or on the internet. Then, if your topics and you're interested in us sharing or take it part, then you can definitely send them in, and we'll definitely do that. So, definitely.
All right, so we're tuning out. So thank you again for tuning in to Let's Gripe on the powerhouseradio.com. We're saying good night and see you next week. Good night, Dr. Ross.
Listen, Queen.